and today I would like to express my views over a couple of topics. And let me familiarize you with those a couple of topics. The very first topic that named learning something new, the experience of learning something new. And even today, my very second topic that is about Dwarpal, Krishna, and Sudama. Okay, and so let's get the ball rolling on these topics firstly. Okay, learning something new. Very firstly, here is no follower. Learning something new that can be a scary experience. Really. Even learning something new that can be the IELTS heel. The IELTS heel of one. Learning something new that can be dangerous, catastrophic, hazardous as well. Okay, one follower. Here the like is 1 and the follower is 0. So maybe here is 1 follower. Okay. Now the follower is 1. The amount of followers that comes late as compared to like. With the help of like, I get to know that here is 1 follower. Okay, learning something new. Let me repeat that one as we have come late today. Okay, learning something new that can be a scary experience. Learning something new that can be the IELTS heel of one. Learning something new that can be hazardous, catastrophic, dangerous for one. Okay, in addition to, you know what, in our day-to-day life we learn something new. Okay, for the girls, especially the girls, they learn about how to cook the food. Okay, as it helps the female, it helps all the females. Okay, especially in future, as one should be independent. One shouldn't be dependent on the maids to cook the food for them. Okay, one should be completely independent, not dependent. In addition to, especially according to me, cycling, that can also be a scary experience. Let me familiarize with my journey. Quite earlier I didn't know about how to do cycling. Okay, and so even I bought a second-hand cycle, and in addition to, I used to add the small tires beside the back tire, and even I used to do cycling, and while cycling I used to feel afraid. I used to feel scared of cycling, and so there was a girl who used to appear pretty, elegant, dainty, magnificent and good looking one to me, and she was kind of like my idol as she was good looking and I was innocent. I was a kid, I was a child, a little one, and so I used to make her my idol as she was good looking. She wasn't having any virtue, and even she wasn't having any command over something like subject, like language or any other sort of thing. Nevertheless, I chose her as my idol as she was good looking, and so I just chose her as my idol, and she used to tell me that shame on you. You can't even do cycling as well without the small pedals. And the moment when she told me this, then you know what? I felt crestfallen, and in addition to, I turned furious. Really, I just wanted to take revenge on her, and I took the peaceful revenge. I didn't try to talk to her, but I showed her my ability, my capability. I used to drive the cycle without the extra pedals. Okay, and the day when I used to do so, she looked at me, she peered at me, she stared at me. Stared, okay, it meant ghurna. Peer at, it also meant ghurna. And even she felt jealous of me and of my ability and capability as well. In addition to, learning something new, that is kind of like a good experience. Really, you know what, Learning that helps us to mold our personality, even to learn something great, and even to gain the knowledge over something. That's also the fact. Okay, for instance, I got unaware, I don't know about traveling. Okay, and for the very first time, I would try to go by train, and there I would feel scared of males, and even I would feel insecure as well, as I'm a girl. And in addition to, I would feel quite much different one. I would feel completely scared of the passengers of the train, of even how to take the ticket and how to book the online ticket as well. And even I would feel afraid of the ticket collector as well. But due to experience, I would learn a great thing about how to do traveling. Okay, and one day traveling that would become my hobby. Okay, so learning something that can be a hobby later on in future. Okay, and initially that would look quite much different one. Initially that would look pretty scary one, dangerous one, hard, difficult, herculean one. But later on, gradually, when you would try to do practice of that same sort of activity or thing, so then you would become perfect in doing so. And then one day, you know what, you would try the level best to accomplish or to achieve that activity. That's the fact. Okay, and in addition to, we should try our level best to learn something new every day in our day-to-day life. And even I learned reading. I didn't know earlier how to read English, and the question of speaking English, that was too far from me, really. When I was in grade second, okay, when I was in class second, I didn't know about how to read English. I just knew about how to read Hindi and how to speak Hindi, but I was weak at English. I was not having a command over English. Even I was unable to read the simple words, like the word which named kind, like the word which named itself, natural, normal, original. I was unable to read these words, really. And in addition to, you know what, my teacher, my tuition teacher, she entreated me to read the books of the nursery students. And I used to read the books of the nursery students on the regular basis. And then gradually I learned about how to read English. Really, it was itself my IELTS to learn about how to read English. Really, it was itself kind of like a scary experience for me. And even the teacher, she used to hit me hard as I was unable to read English. And even for 2 months consistently, for a couple of months consistently, I used to read English. I used to read English books, and then one day I used to read my book. I used to read the book of grade second. And then the teacher got to know my ability, my capability, that I learned something new. And so she felt pleased with me. She felt pleased with my activity. She felt pleased with my accomplishment, my goal, which I achieved. Okay. And she felt proud of me as well. And due to my achievement, she motivated me further to catch up on other activities so as to learn something new and thereby gain the knowledge and become perfect in each and every activity, in each and every work and task as well. That's the fact. In addition to, you know what, quite later, when I bought a cycle, big one, okay, especially when I was in grade 8th. So I fell on the road many a time. I dropped on the road many a time, especially on the main road of the main market. And even I got several injuries. Really, I got sizable and ample and numerous injuries. Okay, and in addition to, my younger sister, she too got several injuries due to me as I bumped my cycle into her cycle. At the same day, we both bought the cycle from the cycle showroom. And even my dad, he was on his bike, and many a time he was requiring to turn back his bike and to go quite far for taking me and my younger sister, as we met with an accident on the road. We were lying on the road, and I felt like crying, as the time that was the noon one, the sun blazed fiercely. And in addition to, you know what, the road that too was hot, and I was on the road. My hands, they were in contact with the road, and so my right hand, especially my right hand, that turned pretty red in color, and even my face, that too turned red one in color, and it was looking quite much that I met with an accident, really. And even that was my new cycle, and that too got some of the new influences which were done by me due to the accident. Okay, and even my cycle, that was, and even that is blue in color, the shining blue. Okay, and according to me, that is the one and last model, and even that looks pretty elegant one. And it's been over 5 to 6 years for I have been doing the cycling, the activity, the great activity, and even for some days I haven't yet even touched that one. Okay, when I used to go to school the last year, so I used to touch that one. Even I used to go to take the board exams by doing the cycling, by cycling. And in addition to, let me say something else. Okay, in addition to, the fact is that you know what, learning something new, like learning how to drive a car, that can be a different experience. As always, even oftenly and mostly, we people, we prefer to drive the Activa or other scooties or bike or bullet, or even other vehicles like foot and even like cycle as well. But you know what, according to me, driving a car, that is quite much Herculean and gigantic one and difficult one, as compared to driving an Activa, driving a scooty as well. I can drive an Activa. You know what? I drive Activa on the regular basis. I'm having an Activa which is red in color, and in addition to, you know what? The thing is that the main difficulty of driving the car is that we can't watch out the space which is near to the car. Especially, we can't watch out the road, the closed road which is quite close to the car, even the near road of the car. And so if there would be a water bottle, so the car can even crush the bottle by stepping on the bottle. It so happened one day I was in car, and in addition to, the accidents which are done by the car are quite much as compared to other vehicles. You know what, car that takes sizable space. Okay, and so due to which accidents they take place on the road. And even, you know what, in addition to, as a matter of fact, the burning, that too can also easily take place in the car as compared to other vehicles. And in addition to, let me say something else. Okay, let me say about learning swimming. Okay, learn about swimming, that is a good task. And you know what, swimming, not only that is helpful for increasing height, but also that is kind of like an exercise. And even that just eliminates and eradicates the excessive body fat, or even especially the belly fat, excessive belly fat. And furthermore, you know what, the thing is that swimming, that is a great activity, as that gives pleasure, enjoyment to one. And even one feels fresh after taking a lovely bath after swimming. And even swimmings, they are of different type. Okay, backstroke, front stroke, butterfly stroke, running is best. Yes. Okay, you know what, Many a time I won the school race. I used to win the race quite much, and on the contrary, my twin sister, she too used to come first, but not from the front, from the last. Okay. Even there is a joke related to this. Let me disclose that one. One day, a boy, he came to his residence, and then he related to his mom that, "Mom, today I won the race." Then the mom, she asked that how many players were present, how many participants were doing the race. So the boy said that there were three, and I was the third one. Okay, it meant that I came last. And in addition to, you know what, the boy said this, that I came in the no, I got the third position, and since there were three, and so the boy, he was the last one, and he told to his mom straight away and quite proudly that I got the third position in the race, and there were only three. Okay, and in addition to, let me summarize it with my very second topic, which named Sudama, Krishna, and Dwarpal. Who is Dwarpal? Dwarpal, in the olden days, in the yesteryears, in the past, the Dwarpals, they used to act like the home guard or the palace guard. Okay, and even they weren't the bodyguard. The bodyguards, they were others. Okay, and even there is a song related to this. And very firstly, द्वार वालों कह दो कन्हैया से कि सुदामा गरीब आया है. This is a song. And furthermore, you know what? Krishna. Who is Krishna? Krishna, that in the olden days, he was a king of a palace. Okay, and who is Sudama? Sudama was his boon companion, his one of the best friends, ex-best friends, his one of the bosom buddies. Okay, and Sudama, he was poor. On the contrary, Krishna, he was rich, wealthy. But the bond of the friendship, that was quite tight, really. You know what? The thing is that the bond of the friendship, that was quite strengthened, and in addition to the bond of the friendship, that was quite close and near one as well. Moreover, you know what? The thing is that one day, Sudama's wife entreated him to go to the Krishna for meeting purposes. As you know what? They were the best friends, and so Sudama's wife wanted that he should go over there to meet him. As very firstly, Krishna, he was rich, and so she thought that he would try to give something to Sudama, and even the friendship, that too would strengthen, even that too would grow up to a great extent. And so quite grudgingly, reluctantly, it means unwillingly. Okay, unwillingly, Sudama, he went to his friend, and very firstly, as a gift, he took the handful of rice. It means ek muthi rice. Okay, as a gift, as he was poor, so he wasn't having more rice to give to his boon companion as a gift. Okay, and so you know what, his hut or even his home, that was quite far from the palace, and so he used to go over there to the palace on foot. Okay, on foot, not by foot, on foot. On foot is the correct sense one. Okay, on foot, it is related to grammar. Always, if you wanna say this, that he used to go by walking. So you can say this, that he used to go on foot instead of saying by foot, with the use of foot, or from foot, or to foot. Okay. So he used to go on foot. And furthermore, as a matter of fact, he wasn't having sleepers as he was poor, and so he used to go to the palace barefoot, and even his attires, his clothes, they were completely torn, really. And his attires, they were looking completely obnoxious in looking purposes, as they were torn, they were completely stained, soiled. Okay. And dirty one as well, uncleaned one as well. And it seems that for years the attires, they weren't washed, even not at once as well, as they were poor. Sudama and his wife, they both were poor, and so Sudama, he used to go to the palace on foot, and especially barefoot. Okay. And even in the noon time as well, he used to walk. And eventually he went up to the palace, and there he caught aware the Dwarpal about meeting. And so Dwarpal went inside and used to aware Krishna about the guest named Sudama. Okay. And it's a song that अरे द्वारपालो कह दो कन्हैया से कि सुदामा आया है. Okay. And so then, you know what, after knowing about that one, what Krishna did, you know what, Krishna went straight away outside his palace, even without slippers, without putting on slippers. It meant that barefoot, Krishna went outside for meeting Sudama, his ex boon companion, his ex bosom buddy, his ex best friend, really. And there, you know what Sudama did? Sudama was crying, really. And even Krishna, he used to hug Sudama warmly and merrily. And even he used to invite his boon companion inside his great and grand and stately palace. Very firstly, what is the meaning of great, grand and stately? These all words means large, bhavya. Okay, huge one. And in addition to, you can say that mammoth. Okay. And so then after that, you know what, Krishna entreated his boon companion to sit on the Singhasan, and he made him sit on the Singhasan, and then he entreated Rukmani, his wife, to fetch the water for just for washing the feet of Sudama. And she went inside, and then she used to bring the water for fetching, for washing purposes, for ablutions. And in addition to, you know what, the thing is that Sudama, he denied, as Sudama, he was poor. On the contrary, Krishna, he was rich, he was wealthy. So Sudama, he couldn't bear the fact that Krishna, who was the wealthy one, would try to wash his feet, his dirty and even unclean feet. And but you know what, Krishna, he was completely bent on his resolve on washing the feet of the Sudama, as the friendship that was completely strengthened one, and even that was completely high one and stately one as well. And furthermore, you know what, the thing is that Krishna used to wash the feet. Later on, Krishna used to wash the feet of the Sudama, and even the moment while Krishna was washing the feet of Sudama, so what he saw, that left him dumbstruck, paler and haggard than ever. He was completely alarmed. He was in a fix. He saw that the feet, they were bleeding. Okay, as Sudama used to walk quite much, and especially barefoot, for getting up to the palace from his own hut or home. Okay, and even in the noontime as well, Sudama used to walk even on the stones in the muddy area, and in the different areas Sudama used to walk without bothering about his feet, and he wasn't having slippers as he was poor. That was the fact. And so Krishna used to wash out the feet of Sudama, and meanwhile he was weeping. He burst into tears as he saw the feet which were bleeding and which were in the, according to me, which were in the bad condition, quite bad condition. He couldn't bear the sight, really. And as the condition of the feet, that was critical, serious one, grim visage one. What is the meaning of grim visage? The meaning of grim visage is serious, critical. Okay. And furthermore, later on, Krishna used to entreat Rukmani for fetching the food from the inside hall, and Rukmani used to bring the food, and then you know what? Krishna used to feed Sudama with the use of his own hands, really. And Sudama, he was weeping bitterly on the friendship, as he was poor and Krishna, he was wealthy. Nevertheless, notwithstanding, you know what? Krishna was feeding Sudama with the use of his own hands, and in addition to, furthermore, you know what? The scene that turned completely emotional one. The people, they were completely alarmed, astonished, dumbfounded, startled, even spellbounded, flabbergasted. They used to watch out and even peer at each and everything at the full ambience. And in addition, you know what? What happened later? Their friendship that used to grow quite much. That used to reach the apex, really. And later on, they used to talk quite merrily and warmly about the lifestyle and about other things, that what happened in their lives. And even then, Krishna, he asked about the wife of Sudama, and Sudama told him that his wife was pretty and even a good woman as well, and they were having two children, a couple of children. And here is no one. Mr. Rawat. Okay, now you are present. Okay, don't try to go. This is the real scene which I wanna relate right away. Okay, and so you know what happened later? The thing is that what is this full stop? Are you going? What is the meaning of full stop? It means to stop something. What do you want to relate? That are you present? Do you want to relate this? Okay, tell me. Okay, then Krishna asked Sudama that what he bring. Yeah, okay. That what he bring from his hut. And so initially, Sudama used to disguise and hide the thing. As a matter of fact, he was having a handful rice, and so he was feeling completely nervous and shy while giving that one to, even for giving that one to Krishna, as Krishna was a king of the palace and he was poor. And later on, you know what? He used to display the rice to a handful piece of rice to Sudama, used to just display that one to Krishna, and then Krishna used to have that one. Really, Krishna ate that one wholeheartedly. Even he used to appreciate the rice. He used to admire and praise the taste of rice, as the rice that tasted delicious, tempting one, and even quite good one as well, awesome, mind blowing one. And Furthermore, you know what? Later on, as a matter of fact, Sudama used to spend some days with his friend, with his boon companion named Krishna. And after which, Sudama, he felt like going back to his hurt for even for seeing his children and his wife as well. And so he used to ask about that from Krishna, and Krishna used to allow him, Krishna used to permit him, and even Krishna's Rath went along with Sudama. And especially, you know what, Sudama used to departure son. Okay, Sudama used to go by the Rath of Krishna for reaching up to his own residence. And there, what he saw that left him dumbstruck, paler, and a garden ever. He was completely dumbstruck. You know what? What he saw? He saw that instead of a hut, there was standing a big residence, even a bungalow, a big bungalow. And his wife was with the royal attires and with the jewelry as well, the gold, even the diamond jewelry. And his children, they were putting on the nice, even elegant royal attires. They were looking wealthy. And even he was unable to fathom, he was unable to understand the scenario and the circumstance and even the situation as well. And later on he thought this, that he gave merely handful piece of rice to Krishna, and in return he got a big bungalow. It meant that his lifestyle that was completely changed due to the friendship. And even their teacher used to teach them that, you know what, the best friend, the ever best friend is that who just tries the level best to be in friendship in spite of having the poor friend or even the quite needy friend. Okay, we should try our level best to strike up a friendship with those one who are the needy one, poor one, who need us, who need our help really. And moreover, the one who deceives a best friend is not a good one, is not a good person. Okay, and even Krishna, he thought this, that Sudama was a needy guy and Sudama was a poor one as well. And so, you know what, he just tried his level best to help his boon companion. So this completely reveals the true friendship. Okay, and moreover, you know what, Sudama, he was poor. On the contrary, Krishna, he was wealthy. So Krishna, he could avoid Sudama. He could go far away from Sudama. But instead of going far away from Sudama, what he did? He used to help Sudama by building a big bungalow in the place of hut. By helping him with food, commodities, attires, water, good water, and slippers, and with some other materials as well. Okay, and even in the olden days, the gurus who are now considered as the teachers, the gurus, they used to teach this, that we should try our level best to help those one who are the needy one, and the one who tries the level best to help one in the hour of need is the best friend, ever. And even the meaning of friendship, that too is that we should try our level best, that not to be a traitor and not to deceive anyone. Okay, and even very thirdly, we should try our level best that not to feel jealous of our boon companions, our best friends, our bosom buddies. We should try our level best to be philanthropist, humane, compassionate, benevolent, and humane and magnanimous, and even soft-hearted and generous and gentle-hearted. These are the alternatives of the word named kind. I've spoken these so that you would stand to and able to learn these alternatives. And how I learned these? I learned these by reading books. by reading different books on the regular basis. Okay, even you should try your level best to read English books. You know what? Some books are to be chewed, some books are to be tasted, some books are to be digested. According to me, it's written by Shakespeare, William Shakespeare. Okay, I'm not aware of the author, so my bad for that one. And in addition to, you know what, books are written by the great authors, which teaches us of the great values. The books, they teach us of the moral and social values. So we should try our level best to make the books as our best friends, to make the books our quite best friends. As books, they can't deceive us, really. Books, they neither speak nor deceive us, nor speak a lie, even nor walk nor move without our permission. That's the fact. So books, they can be our best friends. So why not we prefer to make the books our best friends? Try this today. When you would feel idle, when you would feel lonely and alone, so just try the level best to befriend the books or to strike up a friendship with books, and it would turn your habit gradually. And by reading books, you know what, your knowledge, the level of your knowledge, that would be uplifted and intensified up to a great extent, really. You know what, the real story is that 2 years ago, really, a couple of years ago, I got unaware of the word which named was. I didn't know the meaning of was. I even didn't know earlier about where to use was and how to use. Live streaming hai. Okay. Really, this is the correct thing. I didn't know about the use of was. Even my one of the classmates, my one of the class fellows, it meant messmates, colleague, peer. Okay, she asked me about was, where to use was, as she wanted to use was in a sentence. And in addition to, I was in a conflict. It means that I was in a confusion. I was in a great confusion. It means I was in an imbroglio. Very firstly, imbroglio, that means embarrassed, as well as great confusion. In a great confusion. Okay, and so furthermore, you know what happened with me? As a matter of fact, you know what, I thought this that my level of knowledge, that is still low. I thought this completely, and I thought this that I should try the level best to uplift myself, and then I just tried the level best to learn English and try to have a good command, a better command over English. And furthermore, quite earlier, I knew merely the use of word, but I didn't know about the use of was, and I knew the use of are, am, is, and I didn't know about grammar. Even now, I don't know about grammar. I don't know about prepositions, idioms, phrases. I don't know about these, really. Quite earlier, I knew about tenses, but now I got unaware, I have forgotten about tenses. Why? Due to not practicing the tenses. But I'm having a confidence of speaking English without learning tenses. Okay, I just know about has been, the use of has been, and have been. Apart from this, I know nothing, but I can discover my errors, whatever I do while speaking English. Even today, in my current video, which I uploaded, which was about what? Which was about a story. Okay, the one who speaks first would get the 2 laddus, sweets. So there I committed a blunder, an error while speaking English. I said neither, neither, neither. Instead of saying neither, then nor. Okay, and then I used to correct myself before the camera. I thought that this is not the insult. Okay, I thought that this is the correction of myself. If I would speak wrong, so how others would speak correct? How can I expect that others would speak correct if I myself am speaking incorrect English? That's the hidden fact. Okay, let me quench my thirst. You can ask me questions, then I will try to give the answers of the questions. Ask me as swiftly, nimbly, gallop, hastily, promptly, briskly, early as you can. These are the alternatives of the word named fast. Okay, let me repeat. Hi, I'm learning English. Diego Carvajal. Okay, you can ask me any question. I speak Spanish. Oh wow, really? Where are you from? Are you from US or from India? Let me know firstly. Costa Rica. Okay, what is the current place where you are living? Spain, I guess. Arun Rawat. Huh. Just tell me. Okay, Diego, you can just tell me the country. The country where you are living right away. It's good that you can speak Spanish, really. The Britishers, the foreigners, they try the level best to learn Spanish. I'm in Costa Rica. Costa Rica must be got famous. Costa Rica. What is Costa Rica? Is this a country or what? I've never heard about this country, really. Yes, it's a country, okay. Costa Rica. Yeah, it's a country. And really, I got unaware. I didn't know about this. I just know about US and even Denmark, Britain, and I know about other countries as well, like Bhutan, Nepal. But Costa Rica, even I know about Saudi Arabia and Brazil, Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh as well. But Costa Rica. Okay, what is your mother tongue? Tell me the mother tongue language of yours. The mother tongue language, it meant that the language which you have learned from, okay, the Spanish, which you have learned from your parents naturally by listening to them in the childhood while you were infant. Okay, that is Spanish. You know what, Britishers, they're quite fond of learning Spanish. They know well versed about English. They can speak English quite well versed, but they caught unaware about Spanish, and so they learn about Spanish by one of the tutors, and she learned Spanish by befriending a boy, and she used to live with a boy. She used to dwell with the boy. Dwell, Dwell. It means live. She used to dwell with the boy, and thereby she learned Spanish. And so now she has been having a solid foundation over a couple of languages. The very first one is English, second one is Spanish. English, that was her mother tongue, and so she was having a solid foundation over English naturally. She didn't try to put efforts into learning English, as she just heard about English when she was a child, even when she was infant, and so she learned English naturally. Okay, according to me, listening skills are quite much good for learning English, but listening skills are beneficial for the kids, for the little ones, for the infants. As a matter of fact, their listening power, that is quite high and good as compared to we teenagers or adults or old people. That's the hidden fact. Okay, they are having the higher catching power. The infants, they are having the higher catching power as compared to we. Okay, I am a teenager. I am 18 years old, and the last year I learned English, and the year before the last one, I didn't know about how to speak English. And very firstly, you not need to learn grammar, the English tenses, prepositions, phrases. All you need to do is that you should try your level best to make your habit of speaking English on the regular basis as well as reading English books. Okay? You know what? I myself learned English by reading and speaking. Even, you know what? You should try to speak English for at least 2 minutes. Even in the past streams, I said about this. Okay? At least for 2 minutes, you should speak English. Okay? If you are unable to speak English for 2 minutes, so at the very first time, you should try your level best to speak English up to 1 minute about vegetables, fruits, colors, mood, even face structure, complexion, attires, or something else, really. And in addition to, the next day you should try to increase the time by 2 minutes, then 3 minutes, then gradually you should try to increase the time by 18 minutes, then half an hour, then 1 hour, then 2 hours, like this. And then one day you would become a good orator of English. Really. One day you would become a good speaker of English. And you should mind your fluency. What is Lija? LJA. Arun, what is this? Khana khane jana hai. Okay, you must go. If you wanna go, you can go, and you can watch out my live stream later, as I would public this. I would not private this. Okay. And even you would have the dinner, the supper earlier before my live stream, as you already knew that I would come live. Even I texted you, I messaged you as well. You could have dinner at the earliest in the evening time, like around 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. You could have. Even at 8 o'clock, I was not live. I wasn't doing live streaming, and so you could have the dinner. But if you wanna go, so you can. I'm not putting any restriction upon you. You can simply go if you want. Okay, and Costa Rica, Diego, and something, the surname. You can ask me questions. Okay, so I'm not asking you to make the food. Oh, your mom, she cooks the food late. That's the problem. So you should ask her. The problem that I have in this moment is that I can understand English, but when I try to speak it, took me a lot of time to say it. To say the words. The words. Okay, you can understand. Okay, so you can take your time. Okay, it means that you can speak slowly, like you can speak one word, then you can have a gap of some seconds, then you can speak another word, then you can have the gap of some seconds, and slowly and gradually this gap would be fulfilled completely. Really. You know what? For instance, for example, one day you would try to speak English, and if you would try to speak English, so very firstly you would speak one word, then there would be a gap, the pause of some seconds, like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then again you should try to speak English. Okay. For instance, if I'm speaking English, okay, I, pause. Am, pause. Aditi, pause. Dubey, pause. Okay? So you should try to speak English like this for some time, for some moment. Okay? And then gradually this gap would be fulfilled due to your hard work, your perseverance, your efforts. Okay? You should not try to give up. You should not try to quit speaking English. You should just take this as a challenge to yourself. You should try to accept to receive the challenge. Okay? And challenge would make you strong. You would try to overcome the fear of speaking English. Okay? And then you would not feel afraid of anything. You would not feel afraid of learning anything new. Okay? Instead, you would feel like that confident. You would feel like even you would feel overconfident of doing something new, like going to the adventure or to a trip, or even cooking food, or even going somewhere alone. Okay, that's the fact. You can ask me questions. Very firstly, today you should try to speak English. Okay, and you should try to speak English about vegetables or fruits. Okay, vegetable or fruits, it means that either about vegetables or about fruits, and it means that about both, about vegetables as well as about fruits. This is the difference between and or. These are a couple of words. Okay, very firstly, what is the time over there in Castorica, about the country? What's the time over there in your country? Costa Rica. Okay. What's the time in your country? It's night over here in India, especially in Jhansi. And then what's the time? Oh, it's morning. Really? It's morning? Here it's night. Really? Here it's the night time. After this, I would try to get into a slumber. After this, I would sleep. Really? I would have the milk and then I would sleep. Really? I would sleep, and even I would try to tie the mosquito net so as to work off the clutches of mosquitoes. Okay? Really over that, it's morning 10:03 a.m. Unbelievable for me. Really? It's amazing one. Fantastic. I'm feeling good due to this news. It's morning over there. Here it's night. Okay, so it's the magical effect of the revolution. It's about the planets and the rotation of the planets. Even the sun rotates around the earth, the moon that too. Okay, you can ask me questions. Very firstly, how you got my channel? My channel that isn't growing according to me. Even the views, they too are less in number. The subscribers, they too are just 89. And even for over time, I have been working from January 4, 2023. Okay, and in addition to it's over a couple of months. And even one of the neighbors, he remarked at me, he commented at me that I would be unable to get the millions of subscribers and views every day. He told me that you should not try to dream big, but I took this as a challenge. We should try to dream big. We should try our level best to work hard. Okay? We should not demotivate ourselves. Instead, we should try to motivate ourselves. Okay, we should try to do the hard work. As the hard work, what it brings? The hard work that brings the good result. What are the alternatives of result? Substitutes of result. Aftermath, consequence, outcome. These are the three alternatives of the word named result. Okay, now you can ask me questions. Castorisa, whatever the country is. I'm trying to learn English, so I was looking for channels about the language and I found yours. Oh. Okay. And even my earlier videos, they were regarding this, learn English, how to learn English, how to speak English with confidence. But now the titles, they are different one, like school versus college. Even like the one who speaks would be getting 2 or would get 2. This is a story which I read. Really, I read about the story from the book of my younger brother, and the class that is 5th. He's in 5th grade. Okay, and tell me about yourself. How old are you, and what's your name, and in which standard you are studying right away? The class. Tell me the class. And tell me about whether you are male or female, as according to me 90% my show that is watched out by males as compared to females. I don't know why. Tell me. Don't you want to go to the school? As it's morning over there, 10 a.m. Okay, do you study in college? Tell me, I'm asking from you. Firstly, tell me about your name. What's your name? Then your age. So then I would tend to enable to understand about what's your level. Like, are you a student or a worker, like doing a job? Thirdly, tell me about your gender. Tell me. Are you listening or what? In the fine early morning. Fine early morning. Quite recently I had dinner, supper. There is even Arun Rawat went. Just tell me, Diego. Diego, the name that is the male one. It meant you are male. Okay? Your name is Diego. There is no need to ask about the name. Yes. Okay. You are male, Diego. Thirdly, you are studying in 9th or 10th class grade. You are a school going boy. Am I right? It's my guess. Tell me, am I right? When will it be the next session? Carvajal, Diego Carvajal, Carvajal, Karwa Chauth Kajal. Okay, the next day. Okay, the next day I would message you. Okay, and even there is a difference between the time of our countries. Really, here that is 10 PM. Over there, that is 10 a.m. That's the difference. So I can't tell you the time as well, really. I live in India and you live in Costa and so on country. Sorry, I'm unable to pronounce the name of your country. Okay. Very firstly, the name, that is the different one. I've never spoken the name. Haha, you can search in Google Maps my country. And why you were not answering me earlier when I asked you questions about the name, gender, class? Tell me, in which class do you study? Would you tell me or not? Or should I wait? Okay, the next session, that would be the next day itself. Yes. Tell me the class. Okay, the next session, that will be next day. The time, that is 9 p.m. Over there, 9 a.m. Let me see the time over here. 22, 22, not that. 10, okay, 10. Now the time, that is 10:12 over here. I am in level 3 of my English course. What is level 3? I don't know about this. Very firstly, there are some of the levels: A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. C1, C2 are the advanced one, B1, B2 are the intermediate one, A1, A2 are the beginners one. Level 3, beginner or what? Whatever the question may be, whatever the fact may be. If you want to ask me questions, then you can ask me else or list. Okay, well, the course is divided in 6 levels. Yes, okay. You can ask me questions else or list. I would stop the live streaming as it's night time over here. Each level takes 3 months. Mantha, you don't know the spelling of months. Try to learn that. Okay, in which class you are and what's your age? Tell me. Months. You are understanding me, but you are not telling me about your age and class. The class in which do you study and your age, how old are you? Tell me. So then I would tend to be able to learn about yourself, and learn about my followers. Even I asked about this one from Arun Rawat as well. He told me that, oh, I am 35 years old. What? I am 18 years old. You are like my dad. Sorry, uncle. I misunderstood you. I thought this that you are a child, you are a kid. I'm quite junior to you. Sorry, uncle. Okay, uncle, you should work hard. Okay, then good morning. Here, good night for me. Uncle, do you want to ask me questions about English or about other things? Else I would sleep. Sir, do you want to ask me questions? Okay, then what? Goodbye. Morning to you. Good morning to you. Okay, you should say good morning instead of good morning. Good morning, that is the bad sense. Good morning, that is correct. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Now, the moment while I'm about to go, here are two followers. Earlier, while I was speaking, there was merely one. Why it happens with me? Goodbye.